All right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops at Great Millstone for teaching me this truth. It's your brother, Rabbi Nap, coming out with a lesson, Lord's will is edifying to the Lord's elect. I'm going to start off, I'm just going to jump right into these precepts, man. I want to start in the book of Kings. Let me just grab it real quick. When Jehu pulls, he's an archer, something like that, pulls archer. I think it's in the book of shoots arrow, Slakia. Something popped up. Shoots arrow, KJV. I think it's in 2 Kings. Yeah, 2 Kings 9. All right, let's start there. In the book of 2 Kings, chapter 9, in verse number Salakia, man. What the hell's going on here? 2 Kings chapter 9, in verse number I should have grabbed a precept first, but I'm all over the place. Salakia. 9. And 2 Kings 9, and I'm going to start at verse 18. So there went one on horseback to meet him and said, "Thus saith the king, is it peace?" And Jehu said, "What hast thou to do with peace?" As a matter of fact, I want to get when he's riding his horse, and they're like, "Who the hell is this guy?" Because he's riding like a damn madman. Okay, and I probably need to start in the front. Let's start at the top. 2 Kings 9:1. And Elisha the prophet called one of the children of the prophets and said unto him, "Gird up thy loins and take this box of oil in thine hand and go to Ramoth Gilead. And when thou comest thither, look out there Jehu, the son of Jehoshaphat, the son of Nimshi, and go in and make him arise up from among his brethren and carry him to an inner chamber. Then take the box of oil and pour it on his head and say, Thus saith the Lord, I have anointed thee king over Israel. Then open the door and flee and tarry not." Yeah, so Elisha was telling his prophet, man, just go in there, pour this oil on Jehu's head and run for your life. So the young man, even the young man, the prophet, went to Ramoth Gilead, and when he came, behold, the captains of the host were sitting, and he said, "I have an errand to thee, O captain." And Jehu said, "Unto which of all us?" And he said, "To thee, O captain." And he arose and went into the house, and he poured the oil on his head, and said unto him, "Thus saith the Lord God of Israel, I have anointed thee king over Israel, over the people of the Lord, even over Israel. And thou shalt smite the house of Ahab thy master, that I may avenge the blood of my servants the prophets, and the blood of all the servants of the Lord at the hand of Jezebel." So you learn about Baal, the prophets of Baal. You know, Elisha had a slaughter of them, but there was still more. Okay, and that's when Elisha ran into the cave, and Jezebel vowed to kill him because of the slaughter he had on Mount Carmel. But you know, there was still more prophets that had to be slayed. And even though Elijah thought he was, I think I said Elisha, I meant to say Elijah. Even though Elijah thought he was alone, the Lord told him in the cave, "No, I got more prophets." And that he said, "I reserved to myself 7,000 men who would not bow the knee to the image of Baal." And Jehu was one of them. And so by this young man, the prophet, by the order of Elisha, pouring that oil on Jehu, this is showing you that the Lord fulfilled that he has 7,000 men that have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal, and Jehu was one of them. And he was going to avenge the prophets that did die at the hands of Jezebel. Okay. 2 Kings chapter 9 and 7. And thou shalt smite the house of Ahab, thy father, thy master, Slakia, that I may avenge the blood of my servants, the prophets, and the blood of all the servants of the Lord at the hand of Jezebel. For the whole house of Ahab shall perish, and I will cut off from Ahab him that pisseth against the wall, and him that is shut up and left in Israel. So him that pisseth against the wall is another way of saying I'm going to kill all the men. Okay? Because, you know, men piss against the wall. Okay, so he gonna every male, man, he gonna put him to death. Okay. 2 Kings 9 and 9, and I will make the house of Ahab like the house of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, and like the house of Baasha the son of Ahijah. Okay, it's giving me some precepts. 1 Kings 14 and 10, 15 and 1 Kings 15 and 29, and 1 Kings 21 and 22, if you want to read it. And the dog shall eat Jezebel in the portion of Jezreel, and there shall be none to bury her. And he opened the door and fled. So that's the prophecy. Okay, this is what the prophet said to Jehu. Okay, when he anointed him to be king over Israel. All right. So the prophecy was that he was going to be king over Israel, and he's fulfilling the 7,000 men who shall not bow the knee to the image of Baal, and that Jezebel was going to die and be eaten by dogs. She wasn't going to be buried. Okay, and that he was going to go and put to death these other prophets, you know, who what does it say? Avenge the death of his prophets. Let me read it again in 2 Kings 9 and 7, where it says, I may avenge the blood of my servants, the prophets, and the blood of all the servants of the Lord at the hand of Jezebel. So that was what he was going to do. That's what he was anointed to do. When you read the book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 39, in verse 28, there be spirits that are created for vengeance, which in their fury lay on sore strokes. In the time of destruction they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Okay, so this Jehu was another spirit, but on the right hand side, he was anointed to be a king and fulfill prophecy. And this is in, let's see what he does. 2 Kings 9 and 11. Then Jehu came forth to the servants of his Lord, and one said unto him, Is all well? Wherefore came this mad fellow to thee? And he said unto them, Ye know the man in his communication. Yeah, so they were asking him, why did this prophet come in, was acting like that? Then he ran out. What's going on? And they said, It is false. Tell us now. And he said, Thus and thus spake he to me, saying, Thus saith the Lord, I have anointed thee king over Israel. Then they hasted and took every man his garment and put it under him on top of the stairs and blew with trumpets, saying, Jehu is king. So they were with it. Okay, they believed the report. All right. Unlike you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. So Jehu, the son of Jehoshaphat, the son of Nimshi, conspired against Joram. Now Joram had kept Ramoth Gilead. He had all Israel because of Hazael, king of Syria. So that all Israel is talking about the northern kingdom. So Joram, at this time, the kingdom split. Okay. So Joram was part of the northern kingdom. But King Joram was returned to be healed in Jezreel of the wounds which the Syrians had given him when he fought with Hazael, king of Syria. And Jehu said, If it be your minds, then let none go forth nor escape out of the city. Go to tell it in Jezreel. So Jehu rode in a chariot and went to Jezreel, for Joram lay there. And Ahaziah, king of Judah, was come down to see Joram. So Ahaziah was the king of Judah, which is the southern kingdom. Joram was the king of the northern kingdom. But Jehu was just anointed king over Israel, which is the northern kingdom. And 2 Kings 9 and 17, and there stood a watchman on the tower of Jezreel, and he spied the company of Jehu as he came. So Jezreel would be going to the northern kingdom. Okay. So he's going to the northern kingdom first. And he was just anointed. So he's going up to the northern kingdom. And there stood a watchman in the tower of Jezreel, 2 Kings 9:17. And he spied the company of Jehu as he came, and he said, I see a company. And Joram said, take a horseman and send to meet them, and let him say, is it peace? So Joram of the northern kingdom was seeing Jehu come, and he wasn't sure if what he was coming for. Okay, so they went one on horseback to meet him and said, thus saith the king, is it peace? And Jehu said, what hast thou to do with peace? Turn thee behind me. And the watchman told, saying, the messenger came to them, but he cometh not again. Then he sent out a second. So he said, yeah, you better get behind me, man. Okay, you better get out of my way. So the Joram didn't get the message from the first messenger that he sent out. In 2 Kings 19:9, then he sent out a second on horseback, which came to them and said, thus saith the king, is it peace? And Jehu answered, what hast thou to do with peace? Turn thee behind me. And the watchman told, saying, he came even unto them, and cometh not again. And the driving is like the driving of Jehu, the son of Nimshi, for he driveth furiously. Okay, now I wanted to get that, because he driveth furiously. You know, because when you look up these words, they mean something. You know, there's a lot of words we could have looked up, but this is just one of them. Okay. 2 Kings 9:20. Saying he drives furiously. And I'm going into the blue letter. It's 2 Kings 9:20. It's Sigion. It says madness, craziness. Okay. Let's go into the root word, mad, to show madness. So he was, and it says madman when you go into the root word. Okay, and it's given some precepts. I'm gonna grab a couple. Actually, this a madman. 1 Samuel 21:16. And Deuteronomy 28. Let's see, Deuteronomy 28:14. Deuteronomy 28:34. So shalt thou be mad for the sight of thine eyes, which thou shalt see. 1 Samuel 21:14. It says 16. Why is it? And Achish unto his servants, lo, ye see the mad man is mad. Wherefore then have ye brought him to me? So that's the crazy man. That's when King David, I believe, was acting like a crazy man. 1 Samuel 21:15. Have I need of madmen, that ye have brought this fellow to play the madman in my presence? Shall this fellow come into my house? You know, 1 Samuel 21 verse 16. There is no 16. So he was like a madman. Okay. 2 Kings 9:21. And Joram said, make ready. His chariot was made ready. And Joram, king of Israel, and Ahaziah, king of Judah, went out, each in his chariot, and they went out against Jehu. So here it is. The king of Israel and the king of Judah are going out to meet Jehu. All right. And I think they were together because it says that they had war with Syria. Let me see. So Jehu, the son of Jehoshaphat, the son of Nimshi, conspired against Joram. Now Joram had kept Ramoth Gilead, he and all Israel, because of Hazael, king of Syria. But King Joram was returned to be healed in Jezreel of the wounds which the Syrians had given him when he fought with Hazael, king of Syria. And Jehu said, if it be your minds, then let none go forth nor escape out of the city to go to tell it in Jezreel. So that's why he went up there. So I can't remember why. As a matter of fact, let's read the commentary on that. Sometimes they help you out. You know, that's what this is for, man. Okay, Kings 9:21, meaning. It says the phrase "make ready" or "get ready" no refers to king. Let me see. Make ready chariot. Joram and the verse notes that both Joram and Ahaziah went out in their chariots, suggesting a joint effort or a shared sense of curiosity or concern. So it doesn't really, I don't know why they were together. But whatever, you know. So let's read that again. 2 Kings 9:21. Joram said, "Make ready," and his chariot was made ready. And Joram, king of Israel, and Ahaziah, king of Judah, went out each in his chariot. And they went out against Jehu and met him in the portion of Naboth the Jezreelite. And it came to pass when Joram saw Jehu that he said, "Is it peace, Jehu?" And he answered, "What peace, so long as the whoredoms of thy mother Jezebel and her witchcrafts are so many?" And Joram turned his hands and fled and said to Ahaziah, "There is treachery, O Ahaziah." And Jehu drew a bow with his full strength and smote Jehoram between his arms, and the arrow went out at his heart, and he sunk down in his chariot. And that's what he did, man. He drew the bow, man. Then said Jehu to Bidkar, his captain, "Take up and cast him in the portion of the field of Naboth and the Jezreelite. For remember how that when I and thou rode together after Ahab his father, the Lord laid this burden upon him. Surely I have seen yesterday the blood of Naboth and the blood of his son, saith the Lord, and I will requite thee in this plat, saith the Lord. Now therefore take and cast him into the plat of ground, according to the word of the Lord." So that's what you get for pretty much what your father did to Naboth. Okay, but when Ahaziah, the king of Judah, saw this, he fled by the way of the garden house, and Jehu followed after him, and said, "Smite him also in the chariot." And they did so at the going up to Gur, which is by Ibleam, and he fled to Megiddo and died there. And his servants carried him in a chariot to Jerusalem and buried him in his sepulchre with his fathers in the city of David. So he put these kings to death, man. And the Lord ain't got no problem. You want to do wickedness, steal people's land, put people to death. The Lord's going to put your ass to death if you do these things. So that's what happens when you don't follow the ways of the Lord. Okay? That's what happens when your ass, that's what he got. Okay? So I just wanted to bring that out. That was on my spirit to do that. And Jehu, he fulfilled the will. And guess what? When he got the Lord's commandment, he wasn't scared to do his thing. Okay? He went right in and did what he was supposed to do. Okay? And where does it say that? Sirach 39 in verse number 31. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is, and when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. So when the Lord told him to put these people to death, he did exactly that. Okay? Because that was the will of the Lord, man. Okay? And hey, it's a righteous thing. Let's grab that. I think it's 1 Thessalonians. I always get this precept wrong. To recompense those, I think 1 Thessalonians, I always get this wrong. Or it might be 2 Thessalonians 1. Yes. 2 Thessalonians 1 verse 6. Seeing it is a righteous thing with God to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. So he can do the same thing for you. Recompense. It's a righteous thing for the Lord to do that. Okay? Especially getting Esau out of the way. And the Lord's going to do that. Romans chapter 12. Let me grab it. It's not a problem for the Lord to do this, man. He's going to do it joyfully. Romans chapter 12 and verse 19. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, saith the Lord. So you don't even need to do anything. Okay? The Lord's going to repay. He got Esau's number. It's coming. Just fall back. Revelation chapter 6 and verse 10. And they cried with a loud voice, saying, how long, O Lord, holy and true, doest thou not judge and avenge our blood on them that dwell on the earth? So he's constantly being bombarded with this question. We saying how long, the angels in heaven are saying how long. We all want to know, but only the Lord knows. Hebrews chapter 10 in verse number 30. For we know him that have said, vengeance belongeth unto me, I will recompense, saith the Lord. And again, the Lord shall judge his people. So he'll even judge his people too. Okay? But it belongs to the Lord. All right? Deuteronomy chapter 32 in verse number 35. To me belongeth vengeance and recompense. Their foot shall slide in due time, for the day of their calamity is at hand, and the things that shall come upon them make haste. Yeah, he's gonna make it fast. It's gonna come, man. It's gonna be in no time. Don't even rush it, because it's gonna be perfect in timing and everything. 1 Peter 4 and verse 17. For the time is come that judgment must begin at the house of God. And if it first begin at us, what shall the end be of them that obey not the gospel of God? So if it begins with the believers, what's going to be the end be for those who don't believe, especially the Edomites? And if the righteous scarcely be saved, where shall the ungodly and the sinner appear? Yeah, what's going to happen to them? For the ungodly and the sinner. If the righteous is going to scarcely be saved, you see what he did with the kings of Israel. It's going to start with the Israelites first. And you who are in this truth. Jacob's trouble is really for us. Okay? But the whole world too. Luke 18 is going to feel it, Salakia. Luke 18 and 7. And shall not God avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him? Though he bear long with them, I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. Nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth? Is he going to find faith on the earth? That's a good question. You know, especially with all these judgments going out. Hey, that's a faith breaker. When you start to see people getting put to death everywhere. Revelation 19 and 1. And after these things, I heard a great voice of much people in heaven saying, Hallelujah. Salvation and glory and honor and power unto the Lord our God. For true and righteous are his judgments, for he hath judged the great whore, which did corrupt the earth with her fornication, and have avenged the blood of his servants at her hand. So Yahawashi is going to be doing the same thing that Jehu did. I didn't even read it. I didn't even finish it. Okay? The same thing, man. He's going to be coming like a madman in a chariot, ready to slay those who persecuted his prophets. It's the same thing. As a matter of fact, maybe I will finish the story. I got a little bit of time. I was just gonna, I thought, but that's the spirit of the Lord. 2 Kings chapter 9. As a matter of fact, let me see in the blue letter. Nope, it's just one long chapter. Oh, no, we don't even need to. I'll just jump to the point. So after he killed them, where I was in the 20, around 20. Nope. Let's see. He smote him in 24. And then where was Megiddo? Verse 28. And his servants, 2 Kings 9 and 28. And his servants carried him in a chariot to Jerusalem and buried him in his sepulchre, and his fathers in the city of David. So that's talking about Ahaziah, king of Judah. 2 Kings 9 and 29. In the 11th year of Joram, the son of Ahab, began Ahaziah to reign over Judah. And when Jehu was come to Jezreel, Jezebel heard of it, and she painted her face and tied her head and looked out a window. Okay, just like you whores do today. Putting makeup on your face, you think you look good. Okay, same thing, just like a damn Jezebel. Let's see what happened to Jezebel. And as she's looking out this window, looking at Jehu coming, and that's what Babylon's doing right now. You looking out the window and you know not seeing a future. Just like it says in Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter, where you know, you're gonna look out the window or something like that. Let me grab it before I chop it up so I can make my point. It's the same thing, just like you Babylonians are not starting to see the future. Because why? You see the future's bleak. You don't see any process. You know, you see autonomous, you see automation. You know, you ain't gonna have any jobs. You see inflation. It don't look good for the future. You see war on the horizon. It's death, man. It don't look good in your future. Well, that's the same thing with Jezebel when she was starting to see Jehu, when she heard all these things that was starting to happen. Well, and as you start to hear these prophecies coming, hey, that's Yahawashi. Ultimately, it's gonna come with him coming to see y'all. Ecclesiastes 12, you Babylonians, you other world leaders, he's gonna destroy you. Ecclesiastes 12:3, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. Yeah, you don't see a good future. Just like Jehu, when you see Yahawashi returning, you feeling it, but when you see him come, you know it's for your destruction. 2 Kings chapter 9 in verse 31. And as Jehu entered in at the gate, she said, had Zimri peace who slew his master? Yeah, so she was kind of making it think, trying to be bold, man. You think, you know, you're going to have peace slaying me? Like someone's going to avenge her. No one's going to avenge Babylon, man. Okay? No one's going to help you. After this place is gone, you out of here. Slavery. Okay? And he lifted up his face to the window and said, who is on my side? Who? And there looked out to him 2 or 3 eunuchs. And he said, throw her down. So they threw her down. And some of her blood was sprinkled on the wall and on the horses. And he trod her underfoot. And that's what we're going to do to you. Okay? You're going to be trodden underfoot. Babylon's going to be destroyed. Okay? Just like Jehu is going to be on top of a horse, trotting her underfoot, we're going to be in the chariot, okay? While you get trodden underfoot, okay? 2 Kings 9:34, and when he was come in, he did eat and drink and said, go see now this cursed woman and bury her, for she is a king's daughter. And they went to bury her, but they found no more of her than the skull and the feet and the palms of her hands. So that's destruction, okay? Utter destruction. All right, I'll finish it off. 2 Kings 9:36. Wherefore they came again and told him, and he said, this is the word of the Lord, which he spake by his servant Elijah the Tishbite, saying, in the portion of Jezreel shall dogs eat the flesh of Jezebel, and the carcass of Jezebel shall be as dung upon the face of the field in the portion of Jezreel, so that they shall not say, this is Jezebel. And exactly. Same thing's going to happen to you. It's going to be destroyed, man. All right? It's going to be destroyed in Babylon. You're going to be trodden underfoot. And when we in those chariots, let me grab it because it explains it better than I could ever. Revelation 15:2, and I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of God. So we're going to be rejoicing, okay? Singing, happy when you're destroyed, okay? The elect, the chosen, the ones who've gotten the victory. Okay, you're going to be trodden underfoot, though. Psalms 58 in verse 10. The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked. And that's what we're going to do with you. We're going to wash our feet with the Lord doing you dirty, man. Okay? And we just need to wait. Psalms 91:8, only with thine eyes shalt thou behold and see the reward of the wicked. And we're going to see all of this when we sitting in a chariot. Okay? It's all part of prophecy. It's not our will, it's the Lord's will that this be done. Isaiah 35 in verse number 4. Say to them that are of a fearful heart, be strong, fear not. Behold, your God will come with vengeance, even God with a recompense. He will come and save you. Okay, so this is Yahweh Bahashim Yahawashi. He will come and save you by the hands of Yahawashi. But only that day, only the Lord knows that day when that's going to happen. We just need to play our part and fulfill his will. Psalms 94:1, O Lord God, to whom vengeance belongeth, O God, to whom vengeance belongeth, show thyself. Lift up thyself, thou judge of the earth. Render a reward to the proud. Exactly, render a reward to the proud. Esau is proud. Okay? He's proud, man. That's who it's talking about. Esau is the most proud. Okay? Nahum chapter 1 and verse 2. God is jealous, and the Lord revengeth. The Lord revengeth and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies. Okay, and his enemies are Esau, according to Malachi 1 and 4. The Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord have his way in the whirlwind, and in the storm, in the clouds are the dust of his feet. Exactly. Okay. He'll destroy you, okay? In the clouds of the dust of his feet. Listen, he'll have his way in the whirlwind. And however he's bringing the destruction, he's already bringing it in a multitude of ways. But he's known how to execute the judgments that he executeth, okay? This is the book of Psalms, chapter 9. Salakia. Ooh, gotta get that. In verse number, I gotta finish this up, 16, the Lord is known by the judgment that he executed. The wicked is snared in the work of his own hands. Higion Salah. Okay. Yeah, you snared in the work of your own hands. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna end it on this. Jeremiah 51 in verse number 56, because the spoiler is come upon her, even upon Babylon, and her mighty men are taken, every one their bows is broken, for the Lord God of recompenses shall surely requite. And I'm going to end it right there. Lord's will, that was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahawashi, Bahashim, Rachak Kodash. Shalom.